Menu narration option is set to off.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And here's the pick artist himself, Trayvon Diggs, who's had quarterbacks numbers all season, coming down with 7 picks. It's the Cowboys and the Colts.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes the Colts offense for their first series, and at quarterback, a new name this year to the franchise, of course, but certainly not new to the league. A 15-year vet, former league MVP, Matt Ryan. Throwing Ryan to start out. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he'll find QT on the right side complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Keke QT, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Rodrigo Blankenship now for the PAT. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Fielded right around the 8. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They start on the ground with Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The numbers for Zeke from last week. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go to Elliott again. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now Prescott. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. The Cowboys had 8-3 now. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down at the Colts 28. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut, and he goes. That's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
Now Elliott. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Elliott will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 59 yards.
As always, priority number 1 for them is to secure the win this week. But priority number 2, this guy right now who is 6th in the league in rushing. They want to give him that push to get him into the top 5 and really earn the status of being one of the best ground games in the NFL, as well as him being one of the lead backs too.
Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass and they get 12 yards out of it.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a third down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, it's Prescott. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Cowboys have moved out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now Ryan. And that's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string. Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Prescott now from the 50. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Looking to throw. Prescott. Washington's got it. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. The Cowboys on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Prescott yet again. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Prescott to throw on 4th. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
Well, partner, that was a heck of a play right there because there is no chance that he was a primary receiver on that play. Definitely checked it down to him and just said, please, help us out, make a play. And he does and delivers a first down.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his touchdown.
2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And it's now 21-7. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Keke QT. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Colts have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
That's good for a Cowboys. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And this is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Michael Gallup, 35 yards. And the Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And the Colts going to take over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that's caught inside the 35. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now it's Ryan. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw again on second down. Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 40. 20. 10. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Prescott. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
on first down.
He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. His pass caught at the 4. So the completion good for 7 there. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Micah Parsons in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they watch this lead shrink a little. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Off the play fake, Prescott on the move to his left. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
56 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Here's Brian Anger now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10.
At their own 14-yard line. Here's Ryan. To the right side, complete to Taylor. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that will bring up second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles where he runs through people. But they were right there with him.
And the ball is free. Taylor lost it.
And the Cowboys have recovered. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And now, before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
After review of the play, ruling on the
so
field.
That one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
From the gun on third down, Ryan